So, I don't know if it's just laziness on my part or if I'm annoyed enough to not be recording this. And even saying annoyed is, it's probably too much of a stretch. It's probably a sense of entitlement, and I won't dispute that if that's how this comes across. There's a part of me right now that is just disappointed, should I say. Um, the so I recently told you guys about Digimon Universe App Monsters. Right, we've done two videos on it so far, this being the third, because the Twitter account went live today, and its first tweet says, Digimon Universe App Monsters, official Twitter startup. Finally, details will be announced at the Tokyo Toy Show tomorrow. Tomorrow, also because murmur from this account, so stay tuned. And I think that's just Google translating, not knowing how to word certain things. I think it just means, stay tuned because tomorrow there'll be updates, or you'll hear from the account tomorrow. So you basically get the idea. Now, that's all well and good. My issue, for lack of a better term, is with we finally see a few of the, I suppose, Appmon, and just, oh my god, where did we go wrong? So let's start with the banner that when you come onto the Twitter account, we'll start with the banner. So we see, right, what catches your eye, you've got the logo in the middle, you've got the protagonist on the left, and you've got, let's call him Searchmon. And my reasoning for that is, basically, as you can see, he's based on the search icon in the logo. The one beside him is based on the music icon beside him. So I don't know, let's call him, do we have a Musicmon player? I don't, let's just, I don't know, let's say Musicmon for the sake of the video. It's probably not his official name, so don't give out to me about that. And Searchmon probably isn't even this guy's name. And he's bloody adorable, I will give him that. The Shoutmon style hat worries me, and we'll address that in a moment. Beside the protagonist, then, we've got what looks like some sort of crossover between Vmon and Gumdrop, or a Gumdrop with Vmon coloring. But he seems to be representing the fist icon, so I don't know if that's just a fighting game app. So is he Fightmon? Is that a thing? And then we've the dude above him, the sphere with the GPS point, the show where you are. Basically, he's Google Mapsmon. That's, so I'm going to call him Mapmon. I don't care if there is one already. That's what he's called for the sake of this video. Just, what the hell happened? Like, GPS or Mapmon, I actually like the look of him. The Gumdramon Vmon crossover, you know what? It's okay. It's not the greatest monster design ever, but it'll do. Searchmon is adorable, but Musicmon, I haven't a bloody clue. But can we talk about that protagonist for a moment? Because and that Digivice, oh my god. Okay, the neon green hair, the new art style, and those goggles. He looks like I don't know if he walked, and that Digivice, right? I don't know if he walked out of the Pokemon Ranger games and got lost on the way home, or he's a rejected character design for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale. Because that's what this looks like to me. This looks like the Zale of the Digimon franchise. And I am not the greatest fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale whatsoever. I heard it gets better, Zale 2 being better than Zale 1, but Just I was turned off on it a good 20, 30 episodes in, I think. And I was just like, no, you know what? I've gotten this far, and I don't care to finish the rest of the show. So the protagonist is horrible. The green hair, I just don't like at all. Maybe there's a story context to it, like in the real world he looks different, but in the digital or the app or the Digimon universe, that's his player avatar. Maybe they'll do that. It's hard to say. That Digivice though, it looks like a knockoff that you would see, or it reminds me of the actual capture device from Pokemon Ranger, or that weird monster pet thing with the handle that you would wind like a fishing rod. It's so bizarre. Just no. It's just the hair, I think, is what ruins it for me, because he does look like he walked out of Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, was what to expect with Tagiru's brown hair. Like, he kept the traditional Goggle Boy brown hair, but had that neon red tuft at the front. So maybe this is the next progression. I don't think it works. Even the hairstyle is boring as hell. The monster designs I'm okay with for the most part. It's mainly the music one that I'm like, what? Now, those might be speakers or turntables on his arms. The headphones remind me of Cross Wars. For those who may not have noticed, like when Cross Wars was coming out, it seemed to be a lot more music focused originally. Like the Crossloader Digivice itself looks like a microphone. If you actually look at it, it's a microphone. And Shoutmon has a pair of headphones on him, and that continues into Cross Wars 2. And Greymon from that series actually has sports a pair of headphones as well. Now on Shoutmon it made sense. The guy carries a microphone that he screams into, and that's all well and good. But on Greymon, when they took away the music element, it stopped making that bit of sense. But speaking of, let's look below the logo here for a second, because there's two icons, and one of them actually looks like Shoutmon. I know I can't tell. The picture's too small. I'm blowing it up. It gets pixelated and grainy, but it actually could be a alternate version or a proper champion form for Shoutmon. Now, or ultimate, I guess, because the way I look at it was Shoutmon in Cross Wars 1 was definitely a rookie. But the older Shoutmon of Cross Wars 2, the more grown up and mature one, he would class as champion. So it would only make sense that this next form would be the ultimate, and then you would get Omega Shoutmon as the mega form. Now, what it looks like is like you've got the Shoutmon V. It's very different from the Searchmon V or even GPSmon's V, but it's also a theme between GPSmon, Fightmon, and Searchmon, that they all have this. Well, I suppose with Searchmon it's more just spikes on his helmet, and there is a V on GPSmon, and then the very Vmon reminiscent V on our Fightmon guy. So maybe it's a fusion between GPS and Search. It's hard to say, but it does look like Shoutmon to me. And on the other icon, the purple one, reminds me of maybe a new stage for Gumdrop. Because we know Gumdrop super evolves to Arresterdramon and then powers up to Arresterdramon Superior Mode. But Arresterdramon is probably ultimate level, I want to say, because it's a super evolution. Like, you don't super evolve to the next stage up. This looks like it could be an in-between stage between Gumdramon and Arresterdramon. Or if you want to take it that Arresterdramon is Gumdramon's champion, maybe this is the ultimate form where Superior Mode isn't available, because Superior Mode is just a power-up. It's not an actual evolution. If you blow this image up, though, the head does sort of look like a it's kind of like it looks like a Vmon evolution. It's got that typical style. It looks like a purple Vmon evolution, not necessarily Flamedramon or Raydramon, but a lot of the Vmon evolutions, even Sagittariumon, has that same sort. Armor evolutions, I should stress, have this sort of colored headpiece with a horn coming out of it, and then the blue for the Digimon in the back, because the thing's only like an armor mask. So it could be either, just speculation, I don't mean anything on it. Overall, like, more information is going to come out tomorrow. We'll have more to go on then. I can talk about it again then once we have more information on hand. But at the moment, I'm not sold. The art style for the protagonist, no. The protagonist design, no. And the monsters, I'm iffy on. For the most part, I like them, but I wouldn't be sold on it going forward just based off the promo material so far. So I'm curious to see what gets shown off tomorrow and whether that would be a deciding factor on. I mean, I'm gonna probably check out the series regardless, but at the moment, it's not shaping up to be a favorite of mine by any stretch of the imagination. But sure, let me know what you guys think down below. Happy to have a bit of dialogue with you. Let's go back and forth on this, and I'll talk to you again once the new information comes out. So have a great evening, take care, and I'll talk to you then.